This is the Target exclusive Studio Series 86 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cliffjumper, a re-release of the Earthrise Cliffjumper with a few color changes and most notably, solid opaque plastic. This is Hasbro's smallest scaled mold in its deluxe class size and has many collectors of these toys scratching their heads as to what their money is paying for. Fortunately, there is a whole lot of good with this figure, especially how close it is to the animated model. The head is beautifully sculpted, and from front to back, it screams Generation 1 accuracy. I love the gray that was added to the color scheme that was sorely lacking from the Earthrise version. Now, there is no doubt that this is a definitive look. Cliffjumper's alternate mode is a loose interpretation of a sports vehicle once known to be the Porsche 924 Turbo, but due to lack of license, Hasbro only hinted at its shape and style. Here are a few comparisons with other Transformer figures from different size classes. Studio Series 86 Cliffjumper with Target Master Peacemaker. Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cliffjumper with Core Class Frenzy. Deluxe Class Cliffjumper with Deluxe Class Cliffjumper and Deluxe Class Sideswipe. Re-release Cliffjumper with the Voyager Class Jetfire. And finally, a comparison with Leader Class Evolution Optimus Prime. Head, shoulder, wrist, and waist rotation are all present. And he has elbow, knee, and thigh bend, plus a full, sturdy ankle rocker. Cliffjumper has decent articulation, but his larger feet do make certain poses a bit more difficult.
Accessories.
Cliffjumper comes packed with his infamous bazooka weapon he used only once in the entire series. It can be mounted onto the back of his vehicle mode, but I'd rather just completely forget it ever existed. Instead, I'd like to introduce you to his actual weapon that came in the Centurion Drone accessory pack. His bazooka can be broken down into 5 separate parts, but there is nowhere to store any of those pieces.
Playability.
This figure, for me anyways, hits all the right notes. From his robot to his car modes, I'm just loving this figure. Word on the street is that there's a new Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye release coming, and only time will tell if it's any better than this already great figure. His posability is decent since his feet are so massive. It is not capable of getting into certain shapes, however, he's so small he doesn't necessarily need to crouch. His transformation is reminiscent of his classics design, and unfortunately for some collectors, suffer from parts forming. Because I couldn't care less about this issue, it does not sway my opinion in the least. His bazooka is a nice inclusion, and it being able to morph into other gadgets and goodies make it top tier. The only suggestion I would have made was to include his blaster.
Value.
Again, this figure is small, and the price was $22.99 at the time of purchase, with an average of $80 currently on the secondary market. At this point, if you don't have this character, you may as well wait for the upcoming Cliffjumper release. At the end of the day, I feel this character was a justified purchase at the time that I got it. Would I pay $28 for him today? I believe I would. Now Cliffjumper, let's take a look at your scores. For design, you receive 1 point. For function, you receive 1 point. For your accessories, you receive 3/4 point. Your playability receives 1 point, and your value also receives 1 point. Awesome job, Cliffjumper. Now, transform and roll out.